Okay, so here's the hood fighting style tier list maker. So I made this out of boredom because the game is just kind of boring me to be. Well, I mean, I don't know. I just there's so many meta styles. The game getting boring. Okay, so this is basically every style that's in the game as of right now, and the ones that were added and then removed. Nothing like custom styles, nothing like that. Um, it's just everything that's currently out and what was out and was available to the public. So yeah, no admin styles to make it fair. Um, yeah, so we're gonna start with bat. This is a oh my god. The stun on this thing is absolutely busted. Honest to God, the most unfair stun in the entire game. But it balances out because of how low health it has. It can die in like In fact, I think it dies in like 3 hits or 4 hits from a katana. Uh, so I mean, it's pretty annoying. I'm just gonna put it in okay because I won't say it's meta. I don't really see anyone using it. Berserker. I like this a lot. I used to main it. The hitbox is kind of weird. That's my only issue with it. But other than that, I really do like Berserker. I'm gonna put it at pretty good. Um, Boxing now boxing is really annoying for me because everyone that I've ever encountered in the past couple weeks that uses boxing is almost always holding block for their dear life. I swear to God, they have the F key stapled down. They don't do anything but hold block, and then they just run around in circles. And most of the time, they're like mobile players, okay? But I'm gonna put it at okay because I mean, to be fair, not everyone sees it as a meta style. So yeah. Breaker, I don't have much to say about that. Actually, no. One thing about Breaker, I remember back when the game was like still relatively new when Breaker came out in the second map. If you use this thing, like the first day it came out, if you use this thing, I swear to God, everyone you stepped into an arena with would just reset instantly because they had no clue what it was, and they got so scared they thought I was like an admin or something because they hadn't seen it before. And it actually did really good damage when it first came out. I don't know if it's been nerfed or buffed or anything since, but I'd give it an okay. Brunken Fist, it's pretty good. Got good stun, good speed, good damage. The self stun though, like the delay between hits, is kind of but it balances out. I'll give it a pretty good. Capo, yeah, I'm not even. No. Um, Celica, probably the most balanced style in the game. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna give it legendary because of how good it is. Oof, that thing's good. Good speed, balance, everything. Dragon, I'm just gonna. I mean, fun fact about Dragon: this thing was in the game for about maybe like a month or a month and a half, and it actually had no use at all. Like you couldn't use it. It was like 99 million respect and wins to get, and I remember people were actually trying to get it even though you couldn't at all, and then they ended up actually adding it to the game a couple of months after that. And yeah, and it's pretty good. I mean, it was meta for a bit, but it's pretty balanced. So yeah, I think it actually has a health buff though, which really does annoy me, but it's bearable. Erogue, this is in the legendary category simply because it's probably one of the most balanced styles on the same level as Cecila or Celica, however you say the name. It's really good damage. It has a good delay in between hits, so it's not too OP, and also it has a really good heavy. So like if people are just holding block, you can just spam heavy them, and they're done for. Iria, it's not really meta anymore because it hasn't been in the game for a while. But for the people that do have it, they hold on to that thing for dear life, and all they do is sit in the back, and they just don't rush. It's not absolute trash, but I don't want to put it in okay because of how annoying the players that use it is. But stat-wise, I'm just going to put it in only good because meta, even though it's really not meta, but I'm going to consider it meta. Jotaro, I remember when this first came out, bro. This game had like 300 concurrent players, 500 or so, and I'm pretty sure when this style came out, it brought it over the 1 million mark, simply because of how many people started playing because they saw it. I think it, God, it's pretty good as of right now. Everyone who uses it, I'm pretty sure it can hit in between combos, so like you can't stun lock it or anything. It can actually just hit you and then counter it out. So I give it a pretty good. Not really meta or anything. It's not just okay. I give it a pretty good. Only good because meta. I'm sorry. This thing used to be like just really like underrated, and then I think it got a buff or something, but everyone just started using it after it came back after about a week and a half break, and I just couldn't bear it. Everyone just heavy spams, and the stun, bro, is so unbelievably uncomfortable. I just can't fight it. I mean, however you say that, Celica, whatever. And it's impossible to fight Jutsu unless you just heavy spam them, and then they get mad and then call you a spammer, and then yeah, that happens. Karate, one of the first 3 styles to ever come out. Legendary tier, not too OP, very balanced. Katana, oh, it's in the okay because it's not really meta anymore, but it does have good damage and also low health, so it's balanceable. Only issue with it, in my opinion, is that I can't really use it because it has a weird, it can't jump. It has a weird block speed. I mean, and most of the people you see using it are like row bangers that just came from the hood and somehow managed to get the katana, probably boosted their way there. I don't know. Okay, Kendo has been out of the game for a while, but I think I used it once when it was out. This thing was absolutely atrocious, dude. I could not stand that thing. It was horrible to fight and to use. Like it was just not fun at all. Honestly, ruined the game. And to an extent. Kenpo, only good because meta. Everyone who uses it just sits back. It's a meta style at the moment, and I mean, if it weren't so overused and so spammable, it literally is the only style in the game right now that I think can infinite combo to death, like actual full stun lock. No other style can really get a full infinite combo besides Kenpo at the moment. Muay Thai, this is, I'm gonna give it a pretty good because it's always been here since the start. Remember, Lonnie was the original trainer for it in the second map that came out. This was honestly, you saw Muay Thai back in that map, you were over, you were done for. But it's been through a lot. I remember at one point it was an infinite stun lock and you could just get beamed. It made it really annoying, but it's been fixed since then. You can escape the combo now. It's pretty good. I'm gonna give it that. Not legendary necessarily because it has had its ups and downs, but it's pretty good. Psycho, just trash. You can't even block. It's easy to counter. You can just heavy spam them. They can't do anything about it. You can't like time stop with it, so there's just no point in using it. Revi, I'm gonna give it an okay. I wouldn't consider it meta, even though some people would. It's pretty, like, I mean, it has a really bad hit delay, so if you miss one shot with this thing, especially if you're rushing, you dash and you heavy and you miss, big consequences. You're just gonna get comboed, especially if you're like fighting like a katana or something that has really high damage output. You're screwed. You can't, like, you're gonna have to take that combo because of the self stun. But other than that, it has really good damage output, so it has its pros and cons. So I think they balance out, making it okay. Yoma, this is a pretty good tier. It doesn't do much damage, but it's extremely fast. So you're probably gonna get infinite comboed, but it's not hard to escape if you're smart enough. So I'm gonna give it a pretty good. Also, I'm giving it some brownie points because my friend, he's a trainer for it. Yeah. Staff. Fun fact, I swear to God, I was a god with this thing at one point. Like, I'm not kidding. I was probably the best player at one point using this thing. I even tried to become the trainer for it, but Shiki didn't like that idea. Right now, it's a really big meta style, so I'm going to have to put it in meta, only good because meta. Because it got after the revamp, it used to just be normal staff, but now it's like the Loba staff from Apex Legends. It's got good range, and that's kind of an issue because it's so annoying. You cannot jump out of it. People can just heavy spam you to death. I'm gonna have to put it only good because meta. It wasn't always that way though. Tetsu, I'm sorry. When it first came out, Tetsu was it was legendary, right? Because it was insane speed, insane damage, insane block speed. It was like the ultimate style, right? Then it got nerfed, and then eventually vaulted. So I'm gonna have to put it in absolute trash. I mean, if they were like a tier in between only good because meta and absolute trash, that's where it would go. But it's not meta, and it's not very good, so it's just kind of in trash. Taekwondo, I'm gonna have to put it in okay. Even though it's definitely a meta right now, it is a very, it's not incredibly good. Actually, I'm gonna have to put it in pretty good. Even though it's kind of meta right now, it's still very good in my opinion. Good damage output, good speed. Kind of unfair in a way, but it's still not hard to fight if you're smart enough. Wolf, it's also been vaulted, came back a little bit ago, but it's also gone. It's not meta. I'm gonna give it an okay. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's not like, it's also got like a weird, like after the end combo, the fourth hit, the self, like the delay between combos is pretty long, so you have to suffer the consequences if you don't hit every single shot. So that makes it pretty balanced. I'm gonna give it okay. Sumo, it's not meta, it's not trash. I never really liked it because it was easy, had a huge hitbox. You could just swing around it, just go crazy, literally run circles around it, and they couldn't do anything. That it's not legendary, pretty good, and it's not meta or trash. So I'm gonna put it in okay. And that's actually the end of the list. I think there was some stuff I missed, like combat and a couple others that like I just forgot to screenshot because it took so long to put together these. Yeah, so that's it. I'm probably gonna do a community tier list of like some of the high-ranking players on the leaderboards another time. But until then, we're gonna be doing this. Hope you enjoy the video. If so, please like, comment, and subscribe if you want. I don't really care. Just, like it if you like it. And thank you. Peace.